6 a.m. We woke up, came downstairs, and now it's time for breakfast. Seven o'clock. We're stopping for our first gas up of the day and beautiful little sunrise we have happening. I'll update you in the car about what we're going to be doing today on our drive. Good morning. We are driving from Kansas City to a little town in Arkansas today. And so we will be, documenting our drive. It should be 8 hours or so for our drive today. So I will check in every hour and let y'all know what's happening. First hour, I am not driving. I am going to be crocheting. So technically the first hour was 6. We got up, got our stuff packed, left the hotel. Second hour now is 7 and we're on the road. We just got gas. Now we're headed out. So I'm going to give you a crochet update. I'm also reading this book right here. I forgot what it's called, so I'll pop a picture of it up. And that's it. I'll see y'all in an hour. We are now in Missouri, and I gotta hold my hand like this. I cannot see. But we're in Missouri. The only other state we're going to today is Arkansas. It's gonna be my turn to drive when Ron gets, like 60 more miles, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. So, I am still crocheting. I have gotten all the way to row 7 on the hat. It's just going to be orange and gray stripes. And then I've got one more hat to make that's going to be blue and gray stripes. And I still have all week to do it while we're in Arkansas. So I'm just working on it now while I'm listening to the book. So that is what is happening during the 8 o'clock. I'm probably going to be driving either at the end of 8 o'clock or the beginning of 9. So I'll check in when that happens. All right, it is almost 9:30. We are stopping right here at a gas station because it's my turn to drive. Somewhere in Missouri still. Okay, it's 10 o'clock. I'm going to be driving for a while. We just passed the thing that said Carterville. So I guess we're in Carterville, Missouri. Anyway, let's talk about Children of Ruin really quickly during this 10 o'clock hour. I have been listening to it most of the morning when I wasn't driving. And this is the second book in this series. And initially, I started reading this earlier in the year, if you remember. This woman just talked in my ears about what I'm supposed to do next. Anyway, I started this earlier in the year, and I was like, now is just not the time to read it. And so I put it away. Well, I've picked it back up for today. It is 15 hours on audio, which means on my ×2 audio, it's going to be 7.5-ish hours. So I have time to listen to it today. Our drive today was almost exactly 8 hours from start to finish. So I'm not going to finish the book today because I'm not listening to it literally the whole time, but I am listening to it a little bit. I didn't get any further on my hat than when I showed you before. I just have to do the gray band around the outside. I did finish the pom-pom that goes on top of it, which I haven't shown you yet either. But all I have left is the band, and I'll do that when it's not my turn to drive again. So anyway, this book, it's all about like enhanced evolution or speedy evolution. And in the first book, we kind of see the beginning of this civilization on this planet. And they're spiders, okay? So I know that's out there. People have been really upset about the spiders in this book, in the first book. So just know that going in, there are spiders and they become sentient beings. So that's a thing that happens. But in this book, we start out with a completely different group of people in a completely different place, and apparently in a completely different time. Oh, wow. That's very bright. And so eventually we find out, though, like where I am now, we find out how, well, we go back to the spider civilization and we find out what's happened with them through the years. And at the same time, I think we're about to find out what the other group of people had to do with the spidery people. I think they're all about to run into each other. So, and they're not spider people. I don't know why I said it like that. They're still spiders. They haven't become human or whatever. But anyway, it's so incredibly interesting, but it's interesting from a scientific, sociological standpoint. If you like sociology stuff and how civilizations become a thing, then this will be way more interesting to you. If you just like fantasy and sci-fi, this might not be that interesting to you. But anyway, if you've read this series, it's just 3 books. I want to know what you think about it, because I'm in the middle. This is the middle book, and I still have one more to go. So I'm wondering if it's going to continue with this same kind of scientific exploration in the next books. But anyway, I'm going to go back to reading it, and I'll check in with you again at 11, which I'm sure I'm going to be sitting in the same spot doing the same thing. Okay, it's 11 o'clock. We've just stopped for lunch here at Raising Cane's, and now I'm going to keep driving while I eat my food. I'm not listening to the book during this hour, so my next update will not have the book in it. Okay, it's noon, and we are stopped for gas, and somewhere in Arkansas is all I know. We have about 4 hours left. I've got 2 hours of driving, and then Ron's going to finish it out the last 2 hours. I've gone back to listening to my book because that's all I want to do. Okay, it is the 3 o'clock hour. I was literally about to take a little bit of a nap, although we only have 45 minutes until we get where we're going. But I got a couple of questions today, so I thought I would answer them. And actually, I don't have an answer. The first one is, if you were stuck on a deserted island, what 3 books would you take? So I'm going to tell y'all Ron's answer. He's driving, but he gave his answer earlier today. And so I've been thinking about it since then, and I still don't have a good answer. So first of all, he's going to take the Bible. He's going to take Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis. And he wants to take the Lord of the Rings trilogy because when Tolkien wrote it, it was intended to just be one book. I don't think that counts.
It does. The publishers forced them to do it into 3 because he didn't even want to have to give titles to all the volumes.
Okay, the publishers forced him to make it into 3 books, so it counts, he says. Anyway, here's all I've been able to come up with, and my internet wasn't working well enough for me to Google the actual name of this book, but it is like the 3rd, maybe 4th book in the Black Dagger Brotherhood series. It's the book that's about Zadist, Z. So I have no idea what it's called. I mean, it has the word lover in it because every one of them does, but that's all I can tell you. And it has like the emotions of him, he's like my favorite character. And so getting to know all of his past and all of his stuff, it's fantastic. And I loved it the first time I read it. It is one of the only books that I have reread multiple times. So I would like to take it because it has a little bit of everything in it, and it has all my favorite characters that I love anyway that live in that world. So I would be with those characters. Now, I'm going to take a cop out, maybe it's called. And I'm not taking the Bible because Ron has one, so I'm just going to use his because we're on the same deserted island. But he can have the rest of those books. I'm not reading those books. Maybe I'm going to take Dungeon Crawler Carl, Volume 1. Just because, again, not Volume 1. You know what? I might take the third Dungeon Crawler Carl just so I can be in that world a little bit more with Carl and Donut. And I haven't read the whole series, so maybe there's one I'd like better. But as of right now, I think I would take book 3. And I don't know that I have another book. So y'all answer this question down below and let me know what y'all take. And maybe something will be triggered in my mind and I'll remember or think about another book that I want to take. I just don't know. Maybe I'll take a book about edible plants that you can... Because if I'm on a jungle, maybe I need to know what I can eat. A deserted island. Anyway, that's it. We're going to do another question at 4 o'clock. Right before we get there, we're going to answer the next question. Okay, it's 4:30 now. We are almost to my parents' house, and we have the next question, which is, are there any fun holiday traditions that you do with your families? I'm going to say mine is at some point in the month of December, we always make a gingerbread house of some kind. Usually we buy one of those kits that has multiple small houses, and everybody gets to design their own house. And then we just have it. Well, sometimes they fall apart and we just have to throw them away, or people try to eat them, or they just sit until Christmas and then we throw them away. And that actually started with my sister-in-law and my oldest son started doing it when he was a little kid, little bitty. And so now we've just done it all the time since then.
The pizzas that you guys make.
Okay, yeah. So on Christmas Eve, we do make your own pizzas. So everybody in the family gets to pick their own ingredients, and we make pizzas, and that's what we have for Christmas Eve dinner.
When we're decorating for Christmas, we always put on A Christmas Story, the movie.
Okay. So when we're decorating the Christmas tree and putting up all of our Christmas decorations, we always watch the movie called A Christmas Story. And that started because I had never seen it before, and it was my husband's favorite Christmas movie when he was growing up. And so he was like, "You've never seen it? We're watching it." So like our first Christmas together, we watched it. And now it's just a thing. Every time we decorate, we put the movie on in the background while we're decorating. Anybody else?
I have a tradition I want us to stop doing. So around the 28th of November, we'll usually celebrate Wesley's birthday. I think it'd be great if we stopped that tradition.
So when Matt and I got married, at the church where I was going to church, Miss Lillian, one of the little ladies, crocheted an angel and gave it to us, and it was I think the first Christmas ornament we got as a married couple, and it's always the last ornament that goes on the tree when we're decorating. And then as that's gotten older and a little more brittle, our daughter China crocheted us another one, so now we have 2 that we put up, the last 2 that go up every year on the Christmas tree.
Right. So I will not have a picture of those because I'm not going to be back home before I edit this video. But if somebody reminds me, I will post it in the community tab on Facebook and put it up there. Anyway, I will post it in the community tab on YouTube, and you'll be able to see it in there. Okay, we are here. We're pulling into my parents' house. I'll check back in with you at 5 o'clock, which I'll probably be eating some pizza. I don't know. It's 5 o'clock, and I'm here at my parents' house. We just had pizza. Mama, the question is, what's your favorite holiday tradition?
Not giving any kind of gifts.
Is that a tradition that you have?
No. What's my favorite tradition?
The other question is, what 3 books would you take to a deserted island?
I know what it is. You know what my
Oh.
favorite tradition is?
Yeah.
Sweet potatoes with marshmallows on top of them. I
So,
get
sweet
it
potato
twice a
casserole?
year.
Why twice?
Christmas, Thanksgiving.
Oh, well, that's real close together.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the only time I get it.
Okay, now do you have 3 books you would take on an island?
The Bible would be number 1.
Okay. I'll go in with Ron, and he already has a Bible, so I wouldn't go and bring one.
The interpreter.
Who said I was going with you?
All right, let me see. What would be my second book? I don't. If I was on a island by myself, the Bible would be all I needed because it'd take me forever to get through it and understand it. So, just the Bible.
You just need the one book.
I need one book.
Okay, so 5 o'clock, we have eaten pizza, and
Johnny's
my mother has answered the questions, and now we're just sitting here chatting. So that's probably what we're going to be doing. I've got to get out the yarn for to look at all the hats and start doing hat stuff. So maybe we'll do that at 6 o'clock. But anyway, I'll check back in. I still have to talk about the book. I didn't finish it, but I still have to talk about where I got in the book. Okay, it's 8 o'clock. I don't think I updated. I don't even remember the last time I did. We've just been sitting around watching. But I'm going to get the hats out. I'm going to show you all the hats. Okay, now I didn't explain this before, and I'm not done. I've done everything except tuck in my ends. But anyway, my mother-in-law is giving these hats to kids that she teaches, and they all designed their own hats with the colors they wanted, and then I made the hat. So that's the one I was making in the car today. I finished it, and I have one hat left. It's going to be just like this one, except it's going to be navy blue and gray. Where the orange is, it'll be navy blue. Otherwise, that's it. So all 8 hats are almost done. All I have to do is tuck the ends in and do the last hat. Okay, it's still 8 o'clock. This is our bedroom at my mother's house. And so we've got our bags and everything in here. And I thought this would be a good place for me to come talk to y'all and end this. I know that this was a weird day in the life where we were not like a normal day in the life. It was weird. So I'm going to screen record really quickly and go ahead and pick my December day right now. Okay, I'll scoot over. I'm going to put it right here so that you can see what number I got for December. And I got 6. So very early in December, I'm going to be doing this again, hour by hour. I don't even know what day the 6th is. Well, Sunday is the 1st. I think it's Friday the 6th. Anyway, I know I have an appointment on the 5th. I'm going to get a mammogram, so I'm kind of glad I didn't get that day. I mean, it would have been fine. I've vlogged before when I was getting a mammogram. But anyway, so the 6th of December, I'll be back to do another one of these. I also like answering the questions, so if you guys want to throw any questions at me, I will be happy to answer those. Anyway, I am here at my parents' house, like you already know, and we're going to be filming a couple of videos here to go up on the channel later in December. So I want to talk to both my parents about the books that they read and the things that they like in books, and I think that'll be fun to do. Also, my husband is about to start reading Dungeon Crawler Carl, and he's going into it real skeptical because I said, I need you to like Carl and Princess Donut. And he was like, who? And I said, Princess Donut. And he said, is this going to be really stupid? So I think that, I hope anyway that he likes it, and I'm hoping that I can get him to talk about it as he's reading it. So we may get a little bit of a discussion vlog of him with his first time reading Dungeon Crawler Carl, and he will be reading it physically and not on audio. So I wonder how that experience is going to go. But anyway, that will be coming up later as well. I'm going to go ahead and stop this right here. We're probably not going to stay up much later because I'm tired already. I did not finish Children of Ruin. I have about 2 hours left, something like that. So I'm going to finish that probably tonight or tomorrow. I am just ending the monstrosity that I was doing, that round. So I will kick off another monstrosity round and start playing that as well. And I think that's it for this. Thank you for joining me today on a whole lot of riding in the car and a lot of crocheting. That's mostly what today consisted of, but I'm so glad that we're here and we get to spend the next week with my parents, and I will just talk to you guys later. Bye.